Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate Evangelista and it's that day again where we will be reacting to a Gilmore Girls episode. Today we will be looking at Season 1, Episode 2, or the Lorelai's First Day at Chilton. So Lorelai's with an apostrophe, with an S apostrophe, meaning both Rory and Lorelai and their experience at the first day of Chilton. Now, in this second episode of the Gilmore Girls for season 1, I would say it's one of the slower paced episodes, and it's really more character building than anything else, and marking how Rory first navigates her time at Chilton. And of course, we have some Emily goodness on this episode as well. Let this be your warning if you have not seen the episode yet. Mild spoiler warnings. If you have seen the episode, please interact with me in the comments down below. I would be happy to see what you think as we go along the series. So let's get to it.
That's nice. There go. Okay, don't move, please.
So why are you insisting on doing this?
Well, because you're starting private school tomorrow.
All right, so here, I like how with the Gilmore Girls, they always start, before the opening credits, they always start with the moment between Lorelai and Rory. And here, as we can see, Lorelai is painting Rory's nails for her first day at Chilton. And the thing is, Rory says that, why do we need to do this? Because she's going to be wearing shoes anyway. And Lorelai's explanation is that, yes, you are wearing shoes, but the other people, I mean, you know that you have nail polish on your toes. So I believe if we are looking at Chilton as a regular private school, I believe that having nail polish on is frowned upon and probably would get you demerits unless it's clear nail polish. I'm not so sure what the rules of the school is, but from my experience of private schools, you can't wear any makeup, you can't wear any nail polish, or your nails cannot be long. So I believe this is Lorelai's way of introducing a little bit of rebellion onto Rory, just so that because since they won't check your toes anyway, having that nail polish there is like that little bit of rebellion. And most likely a lot of the girls at the school do the same thing. At the same time here, what I won't be showing you is that Lane comes running and has a new CD. And the thing I find so sad is that Lane has to go to their house to listen to a new CD, and just to have that to be able to squeal with Lorelai and Rory, and Lorelai is actually the one who gets all excited about the new CD, and and Rory laments the fact that her mother only painted half her nails and her mother says, you're gonna be wearing shoes anyway. So that's the quirky thing about their relationship that I find endlessly fascinating, and becomes even quirkier as the series progresses. And I guess let's make that a game. Every time I say as the series progresses, take a shot, take a drink, because I'm gonna be saying that often. All right, so let's move on to the morning of, right after our beloved opening sequence.
It's 7:10. I can't be late on my first day of school. You know what happens to people when they're late on their first day? Shorter. For the rest of the year, they're labeled the late girl.
Oh, so dramatic.
Okay. I feel like this is not the first time Rory has done this to Lorelai, because I feel like Rory is the studious type, so she loves school. And I believe when she was younger, I would love to believe that when she was younger, she couldn't wait to go to school. So she would definitely wake her mother up early just to get there first. I believe there's a scene in the series. I don't know if it's in season 1, but where Lorelai actually tells Rory that you just want to be there first. It's about her getting to school first. And it's so funny because she's really excited about the first day. And here, their first day is already fraught with stress because Lorelai bought a fuzzy clock that did not purr when she set the alarm, because her plan was she was going to wake up early and then she is going to get coffee and get breakfast, and they will drive leisurely to Chilton, and it's going to be all cool, and she was going to pick up her dry cleaning, and it's going to make so much sense when you see her come down the stairs, which we will be going over here. There. Okay.
It's 7.
Don't even think of finishing that sentence. What?
Nothing. I just didn't know the rodeo was in town.
All right, that's it.
Okay, so I love how snarky they are with each other. This is because the reason why she's dressed like this is because all her clothes apparently are at the dry cleaners, and she was supposed to wake up early to pick them up from the dry cleaners so that she would have something decent to wear when they go to Chilton, because it's really important that Lorelai meet the headmaster. And as you can see from her outfit, she's gonna meet the headmaster in looking like the chick from the Dukes of Hazzard, which she mentions, by the way, when they get to Chilton. Because Rory insists that she come down and meet Headmaster Charleston. And, you know, props to Lorelai being a mom, being the mom and being a cool mom, is that she braves the judgmental looks from the other mothers, and she braves going to the headmaster's office in that outfit because she loves her daughter that much, that, you know. And it becomes a running joke, by the way, this outfit when they go to Chilton. Okay, by the way, this drive takes so long. It takes several seconds. It's like they actually showed them going from Stars Hollow to Hartford to Chilton, which I'm like, you didn't have to show that. You could have just cut from the scene where they were leaving town and then her driving into Chilton. It was so okay. Here, I believe they're still learning the ropes in terms of how to actually put the show together. That it's funny how there are scenes where if you cut it off, if you cut the scene and make it shorter, it would have worked better, but they had to show them driving to Chilton. Now when they get there, okay. I love this scene. This is an iconic scene, by the way, because it's also in the main opening credits.
What are you looking at? I'm just trying to see if there's a hunchback up in that bell tower.
So how do I look?
You look great.
Really?
Really? You are an amazing kid. You have earned this.
Okay, so that's what I love about Lorelai, is she's so supportive. Not only to Rory, by the way, she's supportive to everybody in that town. And she is, I believe, when because they never really show when they move to Stars Hollow. I have a feeling it was already when Rory was in kindergarten, because that's when she meets Lane. But you actually will see how important Lorelai is to the town, because she becomes such a major figure. She joins every event. She sews the costumes for the school play. It's actually quite fascinating to see her as such an important figure. She's not just an important figure to Rory, she's an important figure to the town. It's like you can't have Stars Hollow without at least one Gilmore there, without Lorelai there. So, and you see her encouraging her, right? That she looks okay, she looks fine, she deserves to be there, and that's what I love. You know, I wish when I was that age that my mother was like that, because my mother wasn't like that. Even now, you have to get encouragement from her. Like, it's like it's like pulling a tooth to get encouragement from her. But you know that she's proud of you, which, you know, I definitely am quite thankful for her. And she supports me in her way. So, but when I was watching this is what I would have wanted when I was younger, to be honest. So they get out of the car, and you know, and so okay, I just want to show this part because Lorelai, even in Daisy Dukes, still gets the guy.
You're welcome. I'm Ian Jack. My daughter Julia goes to school here.
Hi, I'm Lorelai Gilmore. This is my daughter Rory.
Your daughter? Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's great.
By the way, this is always the reaction. Okay, guys don't believe that she is capable of having a child at her age, but I guess, of course, since she had Rory at 16, it is quite interesting to note that she has a child already in high school at her age, and she doesn't look 36, by the way. So I guess that's why it's always that reaction. But the thing about the show is, okay, so they went through the trouble of introducing this character in this episode. Never pans out. That is a spoiler there, right there. But it's, I don't know, there are some things about the show. This is a flaw of the show, is that sometimes they introduce characters and a potential storyline that never pans out, that never shows up. So I guess, you know, it's a way to show that Lorelai is still attractive, and even wearing a trench coat over a t-shirt and shorts, guys will still hit on her. But it will play out later in the episode why this is important, and you'll see, and it has to do with Luke. So they go, okay, so in a flirting, and then they like standing outside headmaster's house. They like standing outside doors for some reason, the two of them. And, you know, standing outside Headmaster Charleston's is one such thing.
You ready?
Yes.
Excuse me. Oh, wow, hi. I'm...
Okay, I love the react. I don't know how many times they filmed this reaction, but it's hilarious how they react at the same time. She doesn't even look that scary, by the way. And I feel bad for the secretary of Headmaster Charleston, who changes throughout the years, by the way. She's not the same person as the series progresses. Take a shot. So, okay, so they introduce themselves. Headmaster Charleston's waiting for them. And they enter. And, let's see. There, okay.
Great, thanks.
Miss Gilmore, I'm Headmaster Charleston.
Hi, wow, it's really nice to meet Mom.
And she is there as well. Of course, Emily Gilmore, when it has to do with being in Rory's life, will always be there. And this is a running storyline within this episode where Emily is so desperate to insert herself into their lives that she gets carried away. She does. It starts small and then it becomes really big towards the end of this episode. And what I want to actually show here is the interaction. Okay, so of course they fight about her wearing.
Meg,
What are you doing here, Mother?
I told you I came to put in a good word for Rory.
She didn't need a good word.
I'm not allowed here, is that it?
I didn't say that.
I'm allowed to pay for it, but I can't actually set foot on the premises. So
Okay, so that is actually a common sticking point between the two of them, is that Emily actually mentions this often. It's like, I'm allowed to pay for it, but I'm not allowed to be in it. So it's that all the time where she is actually more informed about Rory being in Chilton than Lorelai is. And you will see that as the series progresses. Take a drink. Okay, so but what I really wanted to show is this part, because I believe it's really important, especially considering what's going to happen to Rory in the future.
You?
I work at my mother's inn after school sometimes. And I was in the German club for a while, but there were only 3 of us, and then 2 left for the French club after seeing Schindler's List. So
What are your aspirations?
I want to go to Harvard and study journalism and political science.
On your way to being...
Christiane Amanpour.
Really?
Okay, this is important because you see Rory showing the building blocks of her ambition. And the thing is, if the series did not hang on to these words so hard, because you will see everything that she works towards is Harvard and towards being Christiane Amanpour, to the point where in the series finale, Christiane Amanpour actually stays in the Dragonfly, and that Lorelai brings Rory there to meet Christiane Amanpour. So it's actually a full circle moment that never manifests in the Year in the Life. Rory actually becomes a vagabond that kills me. It kills me, because why is she so accomplished as a young woman, and then when she becomes an adult, she loses all sight of that? You'll see that I will be... My frustration will build and build and build until we get to A Year in the Life, which I have words for Amy Sherman Palladino and what she did, because okay, so this is very important, and I find that her ambitions, based on her talent, her drive, and her character, she would have achieved. She would have. If you see Rory now and as she grows, you will see that you would really believe that if she wanted to be Christiane Amanpour, or someone even better than Christiane Amanpour, she would have been. She would have been. But again, we're not going to tackle that today, because I'm going to save that for when we get to those episodes. But that's important. This is the day that she sets the bar for herself. It's Harvard. It's Christiane Amanpour. It's becoming a reporter and actually traveling the world, reporting on what is happening. And that's what she wants. And she actually says this in this conversation with Headmaster Charleston. So when she is done, this is where we actually meet
Here's your locker number, here's your schedule, take this map. Here's the rules of the school and the Chilton Honor Code. Here are the words to the school song, which must be recited upon demand. This can happen.
By the way, the school song must be recited upon demand. Who demands it? The teachers? The school monitor? The principal? I mean, headmaster? I mean, does Headmaster Charleston go walking around the school, pointing at the student and say, "Sing the school song"? It's not even. I don't. I mean, I went to a private school, same uniform and all, plaid skirt and all, but it was never required for us to stop and sing the school song when demanded. Does this happen? Have you gone to a private school? Is this a rule? Because it's a funny rule. But I forwarded it too much. But this is where we see Paris checking out Rory for the first time, and you can really see that she already feels threatened of Rory just for the fact that she's also journalism major. And Paris. Okay, so yes, Luke and Coffee and Lorelai complaining to Luke for the fact that she went to Chilton in those clothes, not wearing her the outfit that she planned for that day. So it's kind of she always goes to Luke to complain. Luke is always the place where if she's feeling bad and she's feeling sad, she goes to Luke. And it's it actually is one of the cornerstones of their relationship. Luke is like the psychologist bartender, where they give you a drink, in his case coffee, and you tell them your problems and they give you advice. And Luke sort of does that, but not really. But more often than not, he does point Lorelai in the right direction. And okay, so here in this part, Lorelai comes home to the phone ringing because Emily, once again, inserts herself in her enthusiasm to be a part of Rory's life, that she must insert herself in the conversation.
Oh, a couple of extra skirts and tops for school.
Okay, I already took care of all that, Mom. I got her 2 skirts and a bunch of tops.
But there are 5 days in a school week.
Really? Are you sure? Because my days of the week underwear only go to Thursday.
Lorelai really has to be sarcastic. I don't know. It's her default when it comes to speaking with Emily. There is always a moment where she is sarcastic, and that is actually throughout this conversation. She has a lot of zingers for her mother. And I mean, if you were in Lorelai's position, where your mother offers, who clearly has money, let's say, offers to buy things for your daughter, extra uniforms, at some point she even offers to buy a car for her, will you allow the grandmother to do that, or will you stick with the way Lorelai does it, where she says, "I already took care of that, Mom. She has 2 skirts and a bunch of tops." And when her mother says, "What if it gets dirty?" she actually becomes sarcastic and says, "We will try this newfangled machine called a washing machine, and my turn is on Tuesday." So, because she says the town pitched in and bought a washing machine. Anyway, it was her being funny. Of course, Emily doesn't get it. But yeah, it's like, would you? I mean, for me, if like I had a daughter the age of Rory, and my mother would want to spoil her with stuff, which I believe my mom would do because that's who she is, and I actually peg her as Lorelai, as Emily most of the time. I actually call her Emily Gilmore sometimes. And for me, I would go ahead with limits. I think the car I wouldn't allow, because then I honestly think that I would want to be there with my kid, bringing them to school the way my parents did with me and my brother when we were younger. So it's that. So I don't know if buying her a car would have been like, my mom would say, "I'll buy her a car." And I'm like, "No, please don't." That would be my limit. Okay, so this scene, I believe this teacher was replaced by Max eventually, because I believe this is an English class, and they swapped out actors to have the actor who plays Max come in, and because he's going to be a part of the larger storyline with Lorelai and Rory.
Good. As Tolstoy commenced writing both War and Peace and Anna Karenina, Count Leo would turn to...
David Copperfield.
Correct. He would turn to David Copperfield for inspiration.
And
Mr. DeGrey.
Chad Michael Murray, the second guy in the Gilmore saga that gets his own series, right? He actually leaves season 1, I believe, for One Tree Hill. So, and I don't like seeing Chad Michael Murray as jerky. You know, I liked his character in One Tree Hill more, like the innocent good guy who just wants to be part of something bigger and be told by his father that he is proud of him. So it's I think being in One Tree Hill did him better, because here in Gilmore Girls, the trajectory of his character isn't really good. He's actually pretty jerky and pretty, you know, I honestly don't like his character. And I believe if he didn't leave, he would have been Logan. He would have been Logan instead of having forget his name. I promise I will remember his name when we get there. But the actor who plays Logan, I believe if Chad Michael Murray stayed and did not take One Tree Hill, and because he would have eventually won Rory over, because Rory in the series has the ability, I don't know how she does it, to tame guys, okay, and change them for the better. Actually, the guys that date her become better men because of dating her. So I believe that he, as his character, would have become a better person overall. He would have been less jaded, less of a rebellious jerk, and Rory, and eventually if Rory and Dean would have broken up, okay, because eventually Rory and Dean, you know, something happens, and we'll tackle that when we get there, between the two of them. So that break, I believe they were setting up a relationship between the two, between Rory and him. I forget we'll find out his name later, but it was already there, but I think they couldn't really flesh it out because he did get One Tree Hill and, you know, and backed away from this series. So not every guy that's going to be introduced gets their own series, which Gilmore Girls did for them. And so he calls her Mary. She is given an assignment. That whole binder, really, that's how much work they do. I'm intimidated as a teacher. I'm intimidated by how much work the students have to do, and that's just one class. So, you know, but yeah, I know they changed the actor out for someone else to play Max. And then here we get a taste of
come from. I know who you are too. Lorelai Gilmore from Stars Hollow. You can call me Rory. Are you going out for the Franklin? The what? Nice innocent act. At least I know you're not going out for drama club. I'm confused. The Franklin, the school paper. Are you going out for it? I don't know.
Okay, so this establishes their relationship and how Paris is really an intense character. to the point where Rory is the only one who can stand her. Besides the two lackeys that she has, Rory is actually the only one who can stand up to her. And I love how they go from enemies to friends to frenemies to, you know, to the point where they actually become best friends. So it's quite stunning how this relationship grows, and it's one of my favorites throughout the series to watch, because I don't know how I would have handled Paris, and I kudos to Rory for being level-headed enough to know how to be with her and to balance her out. And okay, here we get to see Jackson for the first time.
Hey! I look great, right?
Yes. Yes. See, this is how I was supposed to look this morning. Good morning, Jackson.
Oh my God, today was Rory's first day.
Yes, and I was supposed to look together and fabulous and not like I've been up all night playing quarters.
Nobody cares how you looked.
Everybody cared.
Okay, so she would not show this to Rory. She would only show this side of her to her peers, like Sookie, who is her best friend, and Jackson, who I love. You would think that in this episode he would only have a bit role, but I love that they brought him back and gave him a recurring role, because he is someone that he is someone that is a great addition to the cast of quirky characters, and the way that he interacts with Sookie is just such a beautiful thing to watch when they are together. And okay, so here, oh no, let me see, where is it? There. Okay.
Hi.
So you new?
Yeah, first day.
Well, Remy's class is rough.
Yeah, it seemed very intense.
You know, I could loan you my notes if that would help.
Really? That'd be great.
Yeah? How great?
Oh my God, he's what, 16? And already creepy? Why are the guys in the series, why do they have a tinge of creepiness to them? I honestly believe Jess is the only one who isn't creepy. Well, Logan as well. Logan is, besides his immaturity, is also less creepy than the rest of them, which is why I love him. I'm forever a team Logan, regardless of what team are you. Are you team Dean, team Jess, or team Logan? I'm a team Logan, and you will see why when we get to those episodes. I do. I just love him. Here, they're establishing a potential relationship between the two of them, right? You can really see it with the episodes as we move forward. It gets heavier. Their interactions get heavier. And I don't know. I think the series would have been very different if Chad Michael Murray did not get One Tree Hill. And yeah, he would have been the first rich guy that Rory would have dated. Then, we have Lorelai being the fantastic manager that she is, and she's able to fix it. And then the dad going to the inn and flirting with her some more, and she realizes, nope, you're a Chilton dad, and it's better if we don't push this forward. And he actually says here that he's going to China for a week, and I'm going to try again when he gets back. It never happens. It never materializes. So I guess this is just a one-off thing. And she couldn't have dated a parent anyway, because there's something else that's going to happen in the series that makes it more complicated than dating a parent. So, a fellow parent. Oh, yes, this part. Yes. Okay. There we go.
I'm sorry, but you're going to open. Oh no, I am so sorry. Paris.
Okay, so Paris did not like Rory already in the beginning. This is not giving her any points towards the other direction. So, I would have cried. Seriously, if I spent that much time on my project and it gets broken, I would have cried. Because if you look at the project and the way it sounded when it dropped, it's plaster of Paris. She used plaster of Paris for this one. And Rory even notes, is that water in that moat? So it's she is not scoring any goals at all. And my phone is ringing and I forgot to put it on silent. Now it's on silent. So moving forward. Yes, she is not scoring any wins with Paris here. Okay. Oh, okay. Here. This part.
No. He's got a kid in school with Rory, and the whole thing just seemed a little weird.
Oh, good.
Good?
Yeah, I think it's good that you turned him down.
Okay.
I mean, he's probably old, right?
Old?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a kid in high school.
Well, so do I.
Yeah, but you were young when you had Rory. Most people aren't that young.
So he tries to explain away that he liked the fact that she turned him down, that she turned the parent down on when he asked her out on a date. So here we're already, the foundation is being laid that Luke likes Lorelai, and that this is the first time that actually Lorelai starts to contemplate that Luke might be a viable person in her life that she could date. The thing is, this scene was already shown in episode 1. If you recall, if you watch my video, which I will link down below, the first one, which by the way, I'm sorry, the audio did not get picked up, but I figured it out. Hopefully it gets picked up now, where Luke comes out all clean shaven and wearing a button up and slacks, and he was explaining that he had a meeting at the bank. That's actually the first time that Lorelai considers Luke as a potential guy to date. And Rory already tells her, no, don't. But they repeated it here because I guess the pilot wasn't aired. I don't know. So they repeat the same scenario here just to reintroduce the fact that Lorelai has to rethink if she wants to date Luke or not. But clearly Luke likes her. There are so many episodes where in every episode you see that he likes her. And then okay, so moving forward, we see Babette for the first time. We see Kirk.
You live here?
Yes, I do.
I'm supposed to install a DSL for Lorelai Gilmore. Is that you?
Yes, that's me.
I'm Mick.
Hi, Mick. Nice to meet you. Could you get off my porch?
I was told that...
Note, he used to be called Nick. Okay, and in another episode, I think he has a different name. James Gunn does such a great... James Gunn? Right. Does such a great Kirk that I think he was only supposed to be this was only supposed to be his episode, but I guess he did such a great job that Amy Sherman Palladino and the casting director liked him so much, and the producers liked him so much that they figured out a way for him to have a recurring role where he actually is in almost every episode until a year in the life. So go him, right? And plus, it's what launches his career. This show launches the careers of the guys, really. I think the only guy that didn't have like as big of a boom as the rest of them is the guy who plays Luke, which is so sad. But yeah, he was first named Mick, and then you will see, I think in the third episode, he has a different name. And then I think by the time we get to the fifth episode, he's Kirk. Kirk with the many jobs. And here again, you see her mother interfering and wanting to install a DSL line for them. And it actually is quite funny because Lorelai confronts her about it. Here.
Applied by me, the mother. That's final. There will be no discussion.
You're being stubborn as usual.
No, Mom, I'm not being stubborn as usual. I'm being me, the same person who always needed to work out her own problems and take care of herself because that's the way I was born.
Okay, so as you can see, Emily does not like being spoken to this way, especially in public, because if she's anything like my mom, where public embarrassment is a big no-no, and here she's pushed Lorelai to the brink of finding where she is and confronting her in person. So I guess this gets her to back off a little bit, but not by much. Okay, not by much. Emily is still gonna keep trying to insert herself into her life and into their lives, and I believe that, good for her for doing that. But she does stumble along the way because she loves Lorelai. It's obvious she loves Rory, and she just wants to be a part of their life. It's just she doesn't know how. Okay, iconic scene.
Hey, you! Oh.
So this whole plaid skirt thing, my idea?
My day sucked too.
Yeah, the two of them. So after a day apart, after that stressful morning that they had, they come together again, best friends forever. And it's always that, actually. You'll see that in a lot of episodes where it's a best friends forever scene at the beginning, and then they have this big conflict in the middle of the episode, and then by the end, it's best friends forever again. It's a very common story arc that plays often throughout the series. And I love that they can support each other so much that, it's like it makes you envious. It's like it makes you want to have someone who can support you the way they support each other. One hug, one look, coffee at the end of the day. It gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling, and I honestly love that. All right, so final scene between the two of them.
Pizza for your thoughts.
I wish I could figure out a way to get Paris off my back.
Yeah. Angry chicks are the worst.
By the way, note, this is the set now. This is not the town that we saw in the first episode. This is almost like the Disney version of their town, where I'm pretty sure if you walked into some of those buildings, there's nothing there. And this is where Lorelai also sets up.
What?
I was just thinking about the way Paris's face looked when I beat her to that Martin Luther question.
No, not this one. Here. All right.
Owl sticks. What?
I was just thinking about the way Paris's face looked when I beat her to that Martin Luther question.
Al's food does not stink.
Where is it?
I repeat, I said nothing about dating Luke.
Date Al from Pancake World. His food stinks.
So, I guess it's 10 seconds prior, but they actually stop at the window of Luke's, and she says, "What do you think of Luke?" You know, and then that's when Rory's like, "No, if something happens between the two of you, we can't eat there anymore." So that's why she suggests date Al from Al's Pancake World because his food sucks. So even if they break up, they don't have to eat there. But you will find that throughout the series, they will keep ordering food from Al's, even if his food sucks. All right, so that is the episode, episode 2, the Lorelai's first day at Chilton. All right, so I hope you enjoyed reacting to this episode with me. If you have some thoughts about the episode that I did not tackle here today, please put it in the comments down below. Please give this video a like, and note I will be posting these videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you want to watch ahead, please do so that we can experience the episode together and dissect the episode together. I really can't wait to reach the deeper into the season because there's so many things that happen in this season alone. There's so many things that happen that I can't wait to share with all of you. So if you're new to this channel and you're still here, please give this channel a subscribe. I don't only do reaction videos for Gilmore Girls, I also post cooking videos with my mom, and I also do thrift store hauls from HMR. So if that's your thing, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a single episode. And if you only want to be here for the Gilmore Girls reactions, I'm also cool with that. It's another episode. I will see you on Thursday for episode 3 of season 1 of the Gilmore Girls. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.